best to look at that thing that will make an ideal family and see also few experience here, few experience there, few learning here and few learning there. But I just felt it's time to also share it around so that others too who are going through that might actually, what do we look at, what makes this ideal family?
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So let me ask this before we move on to another segment, right, or to a deeper question, is to say that, is this ideal family we described now, is this something you build or is it something you choose to protect?
The ideal family is built and the ideal family is protected.
Please go deeper.
Now, when you say building things, is that there must be bedrock. There must be things you build. If you, example, you want to build a house, there's going to be a concept, there's going to be a design, there's going to be an expectation.
Right.
Then you begin to now lay those foundations, lay those blocks that will build up that. So for an ideal family, first is that to understand what is the purpose? What is that purpose? What is the value we need to? What are we looking out to? So with knowing that now, you begin to put things in place that will help you to achieve that.
Right.
That is building. Now, protecting it is that when you finish building a house, you must do one or two things to protect that house. There's going to be rain, there's going to be sun, there's going to be turbulence and all that. So what do you put that when this happens, the house will be protected? So an ideal family too need to be protected because you're going to be facing those external things that are beyond your control. So what do you put in place that when they come in the house, you talk about putting the right window, the right door, the right roofing and all that, so that when the wind comes, they can't get into. So in their family too, you need to put that protection around it. So you build it and you protect.
I love it. Can you kind of paint a picture of what building could look like practically? Let's say you're speaking to a young couple or maybe intending couple, right? Because I think that's the best place to start. You don't start, like they say that you don't patch the roof when it is raining. You patch it before it rains. So let's say you're speaking to an intending couple. What would you say? What are some elements they can look at when it comes to building? And then in the same line, speak to somebody who is already in the building. What does one thing that practically looks like protecting it, what can it look like?
Now, for building, for the intending couple, first is that what is the purpose? What is the purpose? You need to come to establish that. And also understand that it has to do with two different people. Two different persons coming together, which before now must have had a purpose for themselves or must have had a plan for themselves. So we are not coming now to fine tune to make it one. So you need to sit down and agree, what do I want? How do I want my family to be? What do you want? So by the time you understand that for intended couple, you need to know, what do we want? First of all is that before you even come to what you want, what is the maker? What does he expect from us as a family? So when you know that now, how do we align with this? With the plans we have, with the thoughts we have, how do we run it and all that? Then you now begin to know what to let go and what to add together. So in this, the first thing there is that there must be togetherness.
Right.
You must be together. It's not individual's idea. It's not going to be individual purpose. It's going to be central purpose. In line with what our maker said. Then I can take us back, maybe why talking that as an example, take us back to how was the family from originally was created. God finished creation and then came and created man. And then said man shouldn't be alone. And before now, he has given man a purpose.
Right.
The purpose of tending the garden. Then he said, he gave him authority of naming, which he did. After that, God now saw that, so he can't do it alone. He now brought the woman. And then that was the beginning of the family. So both of them had to be there to tend the garden based on the instruction man God. So also the intending couple that are coming to build a family, both of you are coming to tend something in line with your purpose, with the purpose. So that is for them. So that unity must be there. That understanding must be there, that both of us are acting towards a purpose,
Right.
and begin to build on that. Because in the term of planning, building on that, you'll be able to know what to put aside and what to add.
Right.
What is relevant with the
To-
things we are building. So you now begin to bring that up. So first thing for the intended couple is that they must be together
Together.
concerning that purpose.
Right.
And they must also, both of them, understand and agree to the purpose of the family. And that will help in building. Then you are talking about the
people who
protecting
already, yeah.
who are there. Yes, like we said, turbulence will come. They are going to be rain. They're going to be like now we're talking about climate change, which means we didn't used to have rain and now beginning to see rain and all that. So in that means that you're there, what do? First of all, is to come back together and say, what has been our purpose? What has been that thing that we have not done right? So what can we do again to reinforce this building? We have finished building this house. When we're putting the protectors, we didn't consider that this will happen. So what do? What do we need to break? What do we need to add? So in all that, we still boils down to coming back together, being that presence at that moment, and then not relegating what you should do to others.
Yes.
So once we come to that point, we can together see where we have failed, what we need to do, and together agree to sit down and rework it and make it work better in line with the purpose.
So good. So good. And I hope we're paying attention. I know you're paying attention. And I would love to hear from you what is coming to you from the conversation so far. If you're watching the full length of this on any platform it's going to be on, please type in the comment at this point. What is coming out for you from what you've heard so far? Some of the things that has jumped at me is the fact that when you said, especially the protecting part, to say that it just comes back to buttress the fact that this thing called a family, marriage, and building this bedrock of the society is a continuous work.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're done building this building does not mean that we leave it like that.
No.
We have to continue to protect it.
Yeah.
And sometimes there will be climate change.
Yeah.
And when there's climate change, we have to go back to the purpose and say, okay, is there anything we need to tweak with this purpose? Are there things we've learned along the way that has changed our perspective?
Yeah.
So can we come back and say, okay, what do you see about this? What do I see about? Are we still seeing the same thing?
Yeah.
Because I feel like with this thing you said, I feel like there are people who are stopped seeing things the same way.
Yeah.
And so it already brings problem for the purpose.
Yeah.
It already causes what would I say now? Division towards the purpose. So there's no longer one purpose.
Yeah.
And so it's important that we continue to have that. Just like a company, you always have every quarter. There's a quarterly meeting to look at what's working.
review.
Yes. What's working, what's not working. This is so important. Thank you for bringing that out. I'm learning so much from this conversation. I hope you are as well. Let's now come back to the role of a man.
Yeah.
What is the role of a man in the family?
Coming from my own experience, we grew up to hear and to see our father providing. So we grew up to know that the function of provision is the man. And you are encouraged to do everything to provide.
Right.
Sometimes we use even the scripture to buttress it, that if you don't provide for your family,
you're worse than an infidel.
So that's the primary, we've come to learn or to see that the primary purpose of man is to provide. But sitting down also to review, to look at the author of marriage and the beginning. Was that actually the purpose of the man in the family? I come to realize that no, that wasn't actually the main purpose. It could be part of the purpose for a man in the family. So take us back to creation. Adam was created to tend the garden. God was the one who did the provision.
Right.
God was the one who brought the animal to him to name.
Right.
God was the one who brought the plant and everything. After he had prepared the garden, he drops in there. So if you want to back that to that, original purpose of a man was to tend the garden. And where is the garden? The family. Because the family makes the society. That was why God said it wasn't law. So when we miss that point of tending and jumping to take the role of God of providing, we most time miss it. We are not saying provision is not part of it. Because when we talk about provision too, another myth in it is that we feel provision is just finances. Provision is not finances. Provision is direction, is leadership.
Right.
Provision is part of companionship. Provision is part of being there. Your presence is the best of the first of the provision.
Right. Right.
Because if your presence is not there, you can't turn.
Yes.
You can't turn in absent as an absentee father. You can't turn. The Adam wouldn't have been in another garden to turn the Garden of Eden. He must be there. That was why the scripture proceeds to say that God normally comes down in the cool of the evening. Because he was there. That was where it was. He was supposed to be. So for the man, yes, society said we need to provide. Yes, we need to provide. But the major thing we were called to do was to tend, was to be there, was to that our presence was the major thing we call. And we could also attest to it in today's world. The women are providing. The children, we've seen cases, children are providing. Strangers are providing. Neighbors are providing. The government is providing. The society providing. But the present is the duty of the man. So I've come to learn that dynamic of building that bedrock, there must be a present. And that is sole responsibility of the man.
Wow. That is so good. That is so good. Like as you see, because when I'm in conversations like this, I'm seeing pictures, and I love it when you said, see, that presence, like the Creator made man to tend the garden, and the garden in this context is the family. So you being present in your family is you tending it. That is, you know what is going on in that family. You know, we've had cases of it's only the woman that knows what's going on. Like we've seen content online that even the fathers don't even know the date of their children's birthdays. They don't remember it. They're like, I'm busy providing. I provided now. I paid for the hospital bills now. I paid their school fees now. I paid the rent now. But is that the deepest or the most valuable, not even the most valuable, is that the main role to provide? No. And you know, this conversation could go very deep, which is the role of the provider is left to the author of the garden. So don't drag that position with him. Rather submit for supply and then tend. Oh, so good. I love it. Okay. This thing you just said now, this wisdom you've shared, were you taught, or like, were you specifically taught by someone, or did you pick it up, or was it revealed to you?
Like I said, I grew up in a family. I felt, when you're talking about a societal family, we were a Christian family. But over time, I realized that we were not that family that God actually wants. I've hung around a lot of people. I have senior friends. I've looked at what has been happening in their home. I've seen cases of things which we felt outside were working right, and over time I've seen problem arriving. Then if I take it back to myself, sometime in my life, I have a mother, I had a father, my father was there providing. For example, my father was one person I will run to every time for anything because I know he will give it to me. He will give it to me. But my mother was there for the everyday life. And two unique things happened that really, when I sit back, I look at it, was that After my serving, the usual 1 year after my university education, this 1 year we served with the government. I was serving somewhere very far from my home. I was serving somewhere that then if you want to do a trip back home is normally a 2 days trip.
Oh, wow.
And back then, my mother was still alive. I discovered that after my service, I even had a very creative job, a wonderful job. It was an offer in the bank that would have paid me so much. But I still had to go back. Left that and went back because I had my mother there. And then because I saw her as someone that every step of my life communicated with. Maybe to back up, my father was a contractor with the government, so was someone who traveled, who wasn't there always, but he provided everything. So I got back to until when I lost my father. Same issue to happen when my father finally retired and then come back home. Then I was come back. Where I was living was like just a 20 minutes drive to where my family home was with her. But I see myself not being around my father. He wanted us to be around. He wanted to have me at all times. But I will make plans, but I see myself declining on those plans, those appointments and all that. At a particular point, I had to ask myself, what is really happening? My father is very close by that. At the close of work, I could drive down to sit with him. But I will make those plans and I will decline in them and all that. It now come to me. It now dawned on me, maybe by revelation, by God telling me, I didn't have a relationship with my father. Yes, my father provided, but he wasn't there. So I don't even know how to talk with him. He doesn't understand me, I doesn't understand him. So even while I was struggling internally to connect with him, we couldn't connect. As at that time, it was late. I was an adult.
Yes.
Have formed my life, have formed my opinion.
And he just like, where does he fit?
I can't fit in.
Oh my
but
God.
sometimes when we are trying to go sit with him to talk, you see that after 20 minutes, we end up quarreling. Because our perspective is different.
Very different. Oh.
The outlook. So that came to me that yes, provision wasn't all. The present was what mattered. Because I tried to compare that with my mother when she was alive. That I could travel that far, want to be around. It happened that sometimes I was living alone. I've started walking that at the close of work, I would drive first to see my mom. I would drive first to see her. We could talk, we could gist, we know where it's going to. I can figure out her body language that, okay, if she's behaving like this is where it's going to land. But I never had such relationship with my father. So learning that, seeing that, coming to that revelation, it now dawned on me. You have to be present. That is goes far beyond providing. He has to do. And you have to be present for you to be able to pass on your experience, for you to be able to pass on. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, present means a whole lot of things.
Absolutely. Wow. So, I mean, you're just getting into my next question for you, which is, you already touched on it a bit with the story you shared with your dad, but I want you to go a bit deeper and maybe, expand it a little bit, is where do men most miss connection with their families? Where do they miss it the most?
Because society has made us to believe, have pushed it down us from growing up that you are to provide. You are to provide. I even have some homes that you see a male child is not even allowed to come close to the kitchen, the other things, because they say that's not your role. Your role. Go read your book. Go do this so that you can provide for your family. So men, we have grown up with that thought. We have grown up with that mindset.
Right.
And then because we've grown up with that mindset, we'll do everything to provide. Even against our presence. So where we men has missed a lot is that we are replacing our role with something else. We are taking a secondary to be the primary, which is provision. let us know that we are not saying men are not to provide, but what in the midst of the provision, there should be that presence.